In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at Franz Wagner and his basketball shooting form. He has a very good form that we can all learn from, so let's get down and let's check him out. Really quickly, make sure to go check out my hardest basketball shooting workout down in the description below. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is his shoulders, knees, and toes. Are they in line? And they are actually not necessarily in line. He has an unconventional, or at least what most coaches would say, an unconventional hip degree as well as an unconventional shoulder to knee to toe, of course, alignment. Now, when it comes to his knees, he's roughly around 93 degrees. However, when it comes to his hips, he's at 122. Generally, you want to be 90 and 90 because that will give you the most balance. But he doesn't. When he brings the ball up to his set point, he does, however, have a 90 degree on his elbow, roughly. It's a bit less. And then he's got also roughly 90 degrees on his shoulder. What does that tell us? Well, the closer you are to 90 degrees on your elbow, the faster your shot is going to be. That's why he has a fast release. And that allows him to get that ball up into the air much faster. Now, when he releases that ball, his elbow is above his forehead, which is absolutely fantastic. When it comes to release angle, he's at 150 degrees, which is exactly where you want to be. And he has a soft release, which will allow him to get even more arc on that ball. He also has very little, if no, thumb flick as well. His thumb is a bit forward, but I'm not going to call that a thumb flick at all. He also slightly sways his feet forward just a bit, which then allows his shoulders to go back a bit. Now, if you've got a forward sway but no backwards momentum in your shoulders, then you're going to be inconsistent. But if your shoulders go back while your feet go forward, that is going to allow you to be consistent, and it gives you more power as well. Now, if we actually look at the angle of descent, it's about 41 degrees. Which is exactly where you want it to be. You want it to be somewhere between 40, 41, 42, all the way up to 47 in that degree range. And that will give you the highest probability for that ball to be able to hit that rim and then bounce in afterwards. If it's too high, it's going to hit the rim too hard. And if it's too shallow, then of course it's going to bounce out because that rim will look smaller to the ball. We can see here that he brings the ball up the middle of his body, and then he brings the ball over on top of his right eye, which then gets his shoulder and elbow in line to the rim. We can also see from this angle that he has a little bit of a gap between his palm and the ball. And we can see that slight thumb flick right there. However, that thumb flick doesn't affect the ball because that ball is still in his shooting hand when that thumb flick releases. What that thumb flick is forcing him to do is to move that ball closer towards his right side so that now it can be more in line. His shoulder and elbow and ball would be more in line. And we can see from this angle right here that his shoulder and elbow are in line, and about a quarter of that ball is over top of his upper arm, which will allow that shot to be totally straight. Also, his footwork is really good. Here, he gets the pass from the right side, and he brings that right foot in. The idea about bringing that right foot in is to get that right side in line for your shot. And then with a step back, he goes left-right. A step back towards that left side will allow you to have a better shot if you're a right-handed player, but that quick step back to the left side, watch his feet really quickly. He lands on his left, and then he's pointing his feet towards the rim right away. That gets his body in line, knees in line where he normally is, hips in line where he normally is, and he's able to go up for that shot. As we can see in this clip right here, he does shoot with a slight tilt away from the rim, which is absolutely fine because the idea behind the tilt is to get your shoulder and elbow in line. There are so many older school coaches that will say you have to be square to the rim. Well, if you're square to the rim, you may not be able to get this in line. And if you can't, then a little bit of a tilt away from the basket. I'm not talking about a major tilt, but a slight tilt away. As long as your hips, your knees, and your feet and your shoulders all line up to tilt the same way, then you're going to have a straight shot. He also has the ball come off what looks to be his middle finger right there, which for some players, the middle finger is a better option than a split finger release when it comes to the pointer and middle, but it all depends. Usually when you've got a slight thumb flick, the middle finger is a bit better. Make sure to go check out my hardest basketball shooting workout down in the description below if you're looking to shoot the basketball either further or more accurately. Anyways, I hope this video has helped you. If it has, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.